Hello vinyl community, this is Randy. Back today with another video. Today is January the 30th. I'm going to show you some records I picked up in the second part of January 2024. My last Vinyl Editions video that I did, I mentioned that I'd gone to Phonolox and traded in a few records and picked some up. I didn't show all the ones I picked up that day because I hadn't had a chance to listen to them yet, so I'm going to finish showing those today. One of the ones I got there was Absolutely Live, The Doors. This record was not new when I bought it, it was used, and it's pretty well worn. But I've really been listening to a lot of Doors lately, really in the past year or so. I'll tell you, my story with The Doors is that probably in about 1980 or 81, when I was, really getting into a lot of, I guess, new wave and punk and whatever, newer type music, wasn't really listening to, or, sort of stopped listening to classic rock. There was a book about The Doors. I think it was a guy's name, Danny Sugarman, who was their manager, wrote a book about The Doors, became very popular. And then they released another live album or a record with some of Jim Morrison's poetry, maybe. And anyway, so they had some really big selling records there right in the early 80s. And God, they were just all over the radio. They were dominating the radio, and I just had real resentment against them. So I totally rejected The Doors for years, through no fault of their own, really just because of the way they were just marketed so heavily, and it just seemed to make. I guess that was sort of the start in the early 80s of when FM radio became, sort of the same FM radio station in every city across America, the same 3 or 4, classic rock, I guess, and maybe an oldie station. Anyway, that's all beside the point. I just got LA Woman last year, and I really liked that a lot. Then I got the box set of LA Woman Sessions, which is fantastic. I've been listening to that a lot. I got their Matrix Live box, so then I decided to go ahead and get this official, well, the other one was official too. Their first live one, though, this came out when they were actually still playing, I think. So it's 2 record set, and it's pretty good. I like it. It's got a lot of talking and stuff, like audience announcements and stuff like that, which is kind of, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know if I really want to hear that every time I hear a live album, but maybe I do. It really doesn't bother me. It doesn't last that long, and it sort of sets the scene. So, yeah, it's been good. This is a lot more worn out than most records. I don't like to get a record that is this worn out. I'd rather have one that is, one that looks like it's new. We're certainly in better shape. But, the only thing I can say about this is that, the vinyl is it really is perfect. I don't hear any problems at all with it, so I won't be trading this in. It sounds really good. So, I also didn't get that Phonolox that day. I got this record online. Alive She Cried. I think this might be the one that came out in the early 80s that turned me against him so badly. I should say also that I had, when that happened in the 80s, I had the Doors 13 album, their first greatest hits album, 13. I really was, fairly big fan of the Doors just before all that stuff. So, but anyway, so I decided to go ahead and get this one, Alive She Cries. So this is a 1-record live album. And, this has Gloria on it, which I did, a while back. I did a How'd That Go episode of Gloria. And I'd forgotten about the Doors. I didn't even mention it. But when I heard this, I totally did remember it, because I think when this came out, and my, all my friends were really into the Doors. At that time, I was just about the only one who was really into new wave and stuff like that. So I definitely remembered hearing Gloria, because it has that part in there where he goes, "How old are you? Where'd you go to school?" So totally cool. This is really good. I like this one. Moonlight Drive, I think, is excellent. Their version of Light My Fire is really good on there. I meant to say, I don't want to dwell on the negative too much, except to say that they've got this song on here that is Close to You, that Ray Manzarek sings. And I don't understand that. Maybe I can understand why they would do it live in concert, to have him sing a song. Maybe Jim Morrison would want to take a break or something like that. Or just to give Jim a chance to sing a song. But why would you put that on the album? There's just no doubt it's absolutely the weak point of the album. There's no reason anybody would ever listen to that. He doesn't sing off key or anything. He's not a bad singer, but there's just, I don't know why he would put that on a live album. Anyway, this is the Alive She Cried in her sleeve. Very cool. It's got there's a lot of liner notes there. And came this cool translucent green vinyl. So yeah, the Doors, really been getting into the Doors. Which is it's kind of like a lot of these classic rock bands, like for instance, Vanilla Fudge. I never listened to back when they, well, I guess I would have been too young for them anyway, but it's great to go back and listen to. Green Day, I guess, would be a good example of a band I didn't listen to, when they first came out, but now I can go back and check out the whole catalog. So I got this jazz record, Owl Song by Ambrose Akinmusire. I've never heard his name pronounced. Akinmusire, maybe? Akinmusire. I have no idea how to pronounce it. But he's a trumpet player. And this is on None Such Records. You know, I'm pretty sure this is classified as jazz, but we really need to find a new term because I don't think there's anything jazzy about this at all. To me, jazz, I'm not sure what the official definition of jazz is, but it should swing. There may be parts of it that are, I don't know, ballads or get into free jazz or something, but for the most part, jazz should swing. This doesn't swing. I think they call it contemporary. They call it contemporary jazz. Maybe we should just call it contemporary music. It's really beautiful. Owl Song, this is really fantastic. It's just 3 people. It's Ambrose with Bill Frisell playing guitar and Herlin Riley playing drums. And each one of them just makes such a big impact on the record. Each one of them is just really important to the whole record. There's also there's one song on here that is just Ambrose with Bill Frisell playing guitar, and then there's another one that is just Ambrose with Herlin Riley playing drums. Drumming on this is just so fantastic. It really is a third instrument. He really just fills in the parts, and I would say this is a very slow, contemplative album. It's not a party record at all. It doesn't make you want to get up and groove. Really relaxing though, very I'm called thought-provoking, and contemplative, I think, is a good word for it. So yeah, Ambrose Akinmusire. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. None Such Records. One side is gold, one side's silver. Yeah, really glad to get that one. Got this new Green Day record. Just really excellent. I've only listened to it a couple times, but I just like it so much. I would call it pop music. I guess it's pop punk is what it is, and this is what I would want to hear on the radio. I've only listened to it a couple times, but it just appealed to me so much the very first time around. Lots of good songs on here. That picture of Billy Joe there in the middle, I'm not sure what's up with the hair. It looks like he got his hair styled. I'm not sure. But Saviors is the name of this record. And I got this limited exclusive color vinyl from 1234 Go Records. But the only way they documented the number on it is on the sticker, the hype sticker on the front. Normally what I would do is peel off this hype sticker and put it onto the plastic outer sleeve, but this one wouldn't peel off without tearing. So now I got this whole cellophane. I guess I'll keep that. I don't know. I would never even thought about that before I joined the vinyl community, but now I realize that someday when I sell this record, somebody might want that sticker, so I'll probably hold on to it. And here's what the record looks like. Here's what the jacket looks like, and here's what the record looks like. Vinyl Potato did an unboxing of this version of the record, along with the CD. And so I highly recommend that one to you. And he's also, I don't think he's done it yet. I haven't seen it. He's going to do a follow-up video where he reviews the record. And Vinyl Potato is a huge Green Day fan, so I'm looking forward to that. And I definitely refer you to that one to look for that coming up. So It's interesting, there's a song on here called Strange Days Are Here to Stay, so it's not exactly like the Doors song, but yeah, some of this really kind of reminded me of Weezer. I thought he sounded a lot like Rivers Cuomo. Not all of it, but maybe just parts of the song. And, oh gosh, there was another band that reminded me of, but I can't think of what it was now. But overall, I mean, it's all just, it sounds like Green Day. And I would say it's really excellent, and it came with this cool poster. So let me stand up so we can get a good picture of the band there, relaxing. And then on the other side of that are the words. It's not very easy for reading the words, but what I have found is that you can listen to it on YouTube Music, and the lyrics are there. So if you listen to it on YouTube Music, I think just about any record that has words, it's on YouTube Music. You can look at the words. For me, it's a lot easier to read them on the phone than it is to try and read that read that poster. I got this. I forgot to pull out that book of. Let me just pause for just a quick second. Oh, okay, yeah. I just wanted to get this book. Last year in 2023, I picked up a few records that were listed in this book, and so I'm going to continue that this year, I think. And so I got one here, which is Deviants. Written up here, the Deviants. So, yeah, it's been close. Glad to get another one of these. This is one I was not really expecting to be getting. Well, just for one thing, this cover, I really didn't necessarily like the cover at first. I just think it's a little bit too much. It looks like a comic book cover. Now that I've had a chance to look at it more, I actually really like it. It's a fantastic album cover. I don't know why I didn't like it there at first. So it's a gatefold. Deviants is actually written right there. It's kind of hard to even notice that it says Deviants. Tooth, I guess, is the name of the record. And I'm reading in this book right here that says when it originally came out, it was a 6-panel. It's opened up into 6. I'm not sure what that would have looked like. I've never seen an original of this for sure. But this was online. I saw Platinum Records. I got this. It was online, and so I saw it. It was new. It was sealed when I got it, so I was really glad to get this one. I didn't know it had been reissued. I probably should have looked at the year. It was reissued not too long ago, though. It looks like it's on a Underground Impresarios is the name of the label. So, yeah, pictures of the band there. Really extremely cool looking band. And, fantastic record. It has some psychedelic sounding parts, some parts that are really acoustic and very, just very, very pleasant and mellow sounding, and got a little bit of talking parts in it, and some sound effects. It's all really good. I was pleasantly surprised. I couldn't believe how much I liked it. It's yeah, really excellent. So I think I'll be listening to this one quite a bit too. And the liner notes are written by John Peel. And he tells the story of the band and how by the time this record came out, the band had changed a lot. And actually, it says in that book there that by the time the record came out, it already sounded dated. It was recorded in late '67, but wasn't released until June of '68. I think now that would be pretty typical. It seems like bands record a record in 1 year and don't release it for a couple of years a lot of times. But I think times were, moving faster. But I don't know what the difference was, but yeah, it sounds like the band just it's just been the same with a lot of the records from this book. Is that by the time the band finally got the record out, the band was no longer together. There were delays and stuff, so it's really unfortunate. The last vinyl finds I did, I showed a Tone Poet, and then when I was at Phonolux, this part of that Phonolux visit, I got this Duke Pearson record. Duke Pearson's piano player. He's also very well known, I think, as an arranger. He's a songwriter, too. He wrote one of my favorite jazz songs. It's actually on the back here, Sweet Honeybee. One of my favorite jazz albums, fantastic song. On this one, he has a big band, Really, he has 5 horns. Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, Garnett Brown on trombone. I'm a big trombone fan, so I'm glad to hear that. James Spaulding on alto sax. James Spaulding plays flute sometimes too, but he doesn't play it on here. But he has Jay Dodgen playing alto sax and flute on one song. And the flute just sounds awesome on that one. And then Stanley Turrentine on tenor sax. So Duke plays piano. He's got Gene Taylor on bass and Grady Tate on drums. So it's all, some of it almost sounds like big band. It's all very well arranged. You know, this is not like hard bop or anything, even though there are some solos in it and stuff like that. This very last song on side 1, My Love Away, it's a fantastic ballad. So, yeah. That last time I showed that other tone poet, that was a Lou Donaldson record. It had a real gatefold sleeve, so I'd made a comment how they changed it on the inside. Well, I think, you know, now I've had a chance to think about it, it's because when that record originally came out, it was a gatefold and it had stuff on the inside, so they had to put that record, these pictures here were on a separate insert inside the record. But this evidently has no change for tone poets. This was not a gatefold, and so they were able to put some gatefold pictures in here. It's a good picture of Duke right there. There he is with his band. So yeah, these tone poets, they just sound so great. This is the first one, Lou Donaldson was the first one I'd gotten for a while, and it just reminded me of how really excellent they are. It's very nice records to have. So Duke Pearson, glad to get that one. Back to that Phonolex, Visit Something Else by Ornette Coleman. This was there, it was sealed. This has recently been reissued, I think, by Kraft Records. Or, well, it's on the Contemporary label. I think Kraft owns Contemporary, or anyway, this is what the original cover looked like. Ornette Coleman, alto sax player. They had this one too. They had both of them. They had this one on vinyl too, new. Also, I didn't get this one because I've already got the CD. I've had this for quite a while. So I was glad to get this one. This is actually his very first album. It tells his whole story here. His whole life, his first album, and all the things he had to do to support himself, you know, up until the time he made his first record. It's also very interesting. You can sort of see here, they call it a plastic saxophone, and I mean, I guess it wasn't just because he didn't have money to buy a more expensive or whatever. He liked that tone, which it does sound really good. I just wonder what they mean by plastic. I don't know. Plastic saxophone. So yeah, this has Don Cherry playing trumpet, Walter Norris on piano. I was reading on Discogs, and it turns out that after this, Ornette never used a keyboard instrument in his bands again. He I guess, just stuck with horns. So Don Payne on bass and Billy Higgins on drums. All these songs are written by Ornette Coleman. Ornette's known as a free jazz guy, but these first couple records are, they definitely are quite different sounding. This is kind of hard to imagine if you'd heard this in 1959 when it was released. It had to be really eye-opening. It's totally unlike any other jazz that was being produced at the time. Hearing it now, of course, with so many different kinds of music that we've heard over the years, I think it'd be hard for anything from the 50s to sound all that surprising to us. But anyway, I wouldn't call it free jazz. But definitely avant-garde, I think, would be a good word for that. Contemporary records. That's it. That's all I got. So, looking forward to getting the mail today. I already know, due to USPS informed delivery, I'm going to be receiving the first issue in this year's Grateful Dead subscription, Dave's Picks. So I'm looking forward to getting that a little bit later today. And other than that, I'm interested to know what you think about these records. You have any thoughts on them or any insights? And hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for watching.